Well, welcome everyone. Coming to you live from Black City's radio tower, the Black City Podcast, with a Black City pop-up episode. Oh yeah. As always with
Bit
your host.
different.
Yeah, a little bit. I told you I'd be changing it up even for these these little mini shows. So we're doing something a little different. For news stories or things that kind of pop up that kind of have their own a bite-sized piece of episode that's going to be relevant within the week. We want to do some of these smaller episodes for folks, and they're going to probably be exclusively on the YouTube. So to entice more people to come watch the videos. But before we get to that, introductions, of course. I'm your host, Steven, and as the co-host, I should say, Steven, and my other co-hosts, we have David, as usual.
Yes. Yes, ready to talk about what I woke up at 6:50 a.m. for.
Yeah, I didn't drive into work until this was over because I wasn't gonna, in case I did miss something. I regret that. I guess I could have been in the office working away, and I'll be honest, the presentation was so bad, it made me sick to my stomach. Because of that,
Well, bad in a way that you'll go into more detail about your specific thoughts.
yes.
Not bad in a way that they should never have a Pokemon Direct again. Because we'll be here next month. Same bat time, same bat place. Waiting for it.
So I was thinking how we go about this is just right off the cuff, general thoughts. Not anything about anything particular they announced, but like your general thought about this direct or presents.
Got it. So for this Pokemon Presents, general thoughts were, and luckily, my fiance kind of helps me rethink things, that the target audience is just not us anymore.
Yeah.
And even for these directs, but I kind of had to step back on it because the first 10 minutes of it was geared toward adults because there was a lot of expensive merch that required you to travel to Japan to buy.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of tried to hit a lot of audiences, but they did a lot of nothing in those 35 minutes. It was a lot of nothing.
Yeah, I have similar thoughts. I think if I could describe it in one word, it would be frustrating because a lot of the things they brought up have some background that we've kind of talked about. It would be Worlds or the new animation series they're coming out with. And we'll kind of get into it, but a lot of those things are either... A lot of things throughout this entire event, this presentation was either retreads on things we already knew about or new things that are like kind of left field, like how is this out when X is also coming out? So I was very frustrated, I think, with what they presented. But like you said, I know it is for the younger audience and things that sort, and that part doesn't bother me, as we'll get into, but it is the other aspects of it that I think people are not really talking about because they kind of just want the surface level complaints are one thing, but then we get into like the nitty gritty. So I guess with that being said, let's jump into the nitty gritty.
I got a really quick gripe.
Oh yeah, for sure, go for it.
Just really quick. On the Japanese Twitter, like a week ago, they already announced that we were having Mewtwo raids.
Yes.
And for them to dedicate, and to be fair, the animation was good, but to dedicate like 7 or so minutes to the Mew and Mewtwo segment when they was already announced just on only one country's Twitter, I felt a little bit disrespected, not gonna lie.
So yeah, I mean, I think we can talk about, because that was like, it was the preview when they announced when the announcement was, when they announced when the presentation was going to happen. They had a teaser of the Pokemon M would light up purple and kind of glitch a little bit, and everyone's saying that's much bigger. It's usually a big thing that they're announcing when they have like a little sneak peek to things, but for that to be, no, I mean, we're just gonna jump ahead to Unite for just for a brief thing, but for not Unite, I'm sorry, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, for that teaser thing to be Scarlet and Violet raids, yeah, I felt like I was being disrespected with that. I mean, it is such a nothing thing. And they basically gave it top billing by doing that as the sneak peek, which, to be fair, it was one of the bigger announcements. Well, not really. Actually, I take that back. It was such a nothing thing, and definitely was disrespected. I agree. I'm with you there on that. Was very disrespected by that announcement, and the trailer was good, but um, it should have been so much more than what ended up being about.
Right. Yeah, because and I will say I do like that they had fun with it where you get a random Mew with a random Terra type.
Yeah.
But outside of that, this is no different than their bi-weekly starter Pokemon raids
Yep.
for a Pokemon that they probably won't even have legal for this upcoming regulation for VGC.
Yeah, exactly. It's so I just don't understand what I mean, I know right now they're on a big Mewtwo kick. Um so it kind of makes sense, but for them to, I mean, I guess blow their load for a Mew that most people already have access to Mew by this point, it just seemed kind of odd. So yeah, not a fan of that, but I think, like, that kind of becomes the trend the entire show. So let's just go down the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll start with Pokemon Worlds. That was a big bulk of the first part of the show. They had someone come up and discuss what the competitors would be getting for making it all the way to Japan. So they were getting an exclusive Pokemon trading card, some shirts, backpacks, other swag, with all the Yokohama Pokemon designs on it.
Pikachu with ramen?
Yeah, and then the Pikachu plush, the Pikachu ramen plush, which, like, it's cute. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think their line of Pikachu plushes have been a great success, and there's something for everyone. I will say though, I don't know, man. Like with a ramen bowl, it's kind of like whatever. But it's a freebie for folks who get there and are competing. So I think that's a very nice package for them. They did go ahead and mention the exclusive items at the Pokemon Center shop, which kind of leads me to my second point of they brought in another person who was announcing the events happening during the Worlds a competition. So, the Pikachu March, the Pokemon Center, the Trainer Cruise, so all these events are going on, right? But what they didn't really mention was that most of these events you have to reserve a spot for, and then a majority of those events you could only get access to if you want a raffle. And I was, yeah, and we didn't talk about this. I think we had talking about it on the show before, but mostly all those events of the Pikachu March and the Trainer Cruise, you had to get invited through a ticket. You had to have a ticket reservation to get into those events. So I felt like if I was going and saw this presentation, I'd be even more mad because Twitter already had a field day about how they announced it was a raffle chance to even get on here, but to announce those events as if they were open to the public, it just seemed kind of odd, baffling, even one would say.
I think that's crazy because the way they presented it is like, as long as you showed up, you had access to this.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I don't know how they can restrict like the Pikachu March, but I'm sure there's like you get a better seating or you can actually view it because those events are going to be busy. Those are really big events during this time during Worlds. So it's to lock them behind a raffle ticket, but then go on to say like, hey, if you're here in Worlds, here's some events you can attend, when you definitely can't. And I know that Trainer Cruise is not open to the public for a fact. So I don't know. It just seemed kind of it seemed like it was like bad taste to
like in bad faith. It was just to make it look like it was higher end event than it actually was because they definitely couldn't cater to all the people who would show up to it. And this is like a very small grape. Why was it not named like SS Anne or something for the cruise? Like
Yeah,
anything Pokemon related.
that's a very
Huge
easy,
miss.
very yeah, huge miss. And I know they're gonna be playing like SS and music in there and stuff, but it's I don't know, man. Like they have layups for days and they just don't do anything with them. So, but you know, not gonna sit too much on it. I think how they're handling that event, not great. But I'm sure who actually won the raffle tickets have a ball, with and have a seat, I guess, with the other players. And their entertainment they mentioned was just going to be playing Pokemon with folks. So have at it, I guess.
They did say bring your own Switch and trading cards, didn't they?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
trailer.
I was like, what the heck? What is going on here? So yeah, but you know, that's so that was Worlds. Well, that'll continue to be Worlds. I'm sure we'll do more coverage on it maybe when Worlds actually takes place. But so far, it's been a not a great start, pre event so far. But I don't have to worry about that because I'm not a competitor. I'm not flying all over Japan just for Pokemon events. So that being said, that's Worlds. So after the Worlds discussion, they had one more final announcement. They said this was part of Worlds, but you know, I guess in a vague, very weak chain, it is. They had another talking head come up. I'm not sure who he is, but apparently he's
Chris
like,
Brown.
no, Chris
We were
Brown's
supposed to know.
Chris Brown's for Worlds. This
Oh,
other
okay.
guy, I don't know if I remember his name, but he apparently was like, he's one of the head honchos for the Pokemon International Company, and he had announced that there is a new animated series coming to the realm of Pokemon, and it is entirely focused on the Pokemon TCG game. And it's Pokemon Path to the Peak. App, I guess an app name for a card. Is that card even legal now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know at least it's still somewhat in vogue.
We'll soon phase out though, but
Yes.
it's enough to get the show started.
Yeah. So Pokemon Path to the Peak, a quick synopsis is about a little girl who moves to a new town and is looking for her place in the school and meets up with the I guess the community of the Pokemon TCG students and her adventures with them and figuring out how to be good at the game. It is a kid show, so I'm not expecting too much out of it. But you know what really bothers me about this show this is why this part is frustrating to me.
What's up?
Remember the old client with the the pretty ugly art, but like all the like kid gym leaders and stuff you would start for the tutorial and stuff.
Pokemon TCGO.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is just that show. If those characters had a show, it'd be just this.
It is the exact same art style now that you bring it up. Like
It is
it's
very
very
odd.
Western.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like, is this another slap to the face? Because I mean, not that it really matters to be honest. The art style's the art style, but like that functionality, we talked about it last episode. Um, at the time it's recording anyway. Um, that those were a good tutorial function that's no longer in the new Pokemon TCG Live client. And to make a show about it, and they said it was within the Pokemon Play world, which I'm pretty sure that's also what they considered the old client characters. So
Yeah.
it's very odd. It's very odd. Sorry.
Well, I thought it was a bit weird because I'm not saying this is why they got rid of the old client, but I feel like it would have reminded people of the old client and they would have chose to use it over their currently failing client. So I think it contributed to this chain of decisions to get rid of the better client
Yeah.
in some weird way. But I will say that it's interesting that there seems to be some type of push to get people to be more than collectors. And in the same way that some Japan only, like the OCG structure, Japan only Yu-Gi-Oh manga aims to teach people how to actually play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. This could be a good way to get kids more invested in playing Pokemon
And not
rather than
investors.
investing, yeah,
Ah,
rather than
got
investing in it.
'em.
Oh my thunder! But yeah, so I think it's interesting for that purpose because everyone and their mom knows, including Pokemon Company, that Pokemon TCG is a collector's game before it's a game.
Yeah, I agree. I can see the appeal. I do remember when scalping was really bad, they had made an announcement they were going to try to tackle the scalping and the investor, a collector um, problem for production and stuff. Maybe this is also part of that contingency plan. So, also sorry I stole
Yeah.
the investing joke. I did, you know,
Yeah.
it was
You're
it was right
good.
there.
It was all there.
Yeah. So yeah, I think to your point that this will be a good show for kids to think about, oh, maybe I can actually play this game, and not blatantly cheat all the time. Um, Rest in peace, Trevenant. I don't know why they killed him, but they shot my dude dead.
I will say that was one of the like honestly cool things about it. I do like that they will have the combat animated,
Yeah,
and
cards.
it's not just like talking heads, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I agree.
Like a lot of cartoons nowadays are talking heads that move from location A to location B and solve conflict through like jokes and stuff.
Hmm.
So it seems to be like that they're putting a lot of money into it
Yeah,
and at least a budget into animating it.
yeah. Well, we'll see on Friday when the premiere drops.
Oh shoot, that's soon.
Yeah, it's at August 11th. So someone will see it. I don't know if it's open. I couldn't remember. They mentioned it'll only be at Worlds for a premiere, or they'll show it on YouTube. But we'll hear more about that very very soon, and hopefully, maybe it'll be a good. At least I can get good action clips of Pokemon at the very least. Um,
That's a good point.
yeah.
That's a good point. Good B roll, but we might have to stream first impressions or something if
Yeah.
people are interested in that.
Hey, people want it, we'll bring it. That's what we do over here. Yeah, that was the first of the animated series.
Oh
we'll
man.
come back to that later. We'll take a quick detour real quick to the next announcement, quote unquote. They brought up Detective Pikachu again, and I don't know how they did it, but they talked about it for 5 minutes and didn't bring up anything really new for the game. I felt like most of the mechanics that we saw, we already knew that's what Detective Pikachu does.
Yeah, and I think I'm starting to become a little bit more jaded because it seems like they really just want to show you all the Pokemon in it to hook someone in to say, "Oh, my favorite Pokemon blank is in, so I'm gonna play or try this game."
Yes, that is.
Because, like you said, nothing new was shown. Like it was the same gameplay mechanics as the first game, and then Ryan Reynolds talking.
Yeah, yeah. So nothing really new, like our breaking news there. At least not through the direct, because there's now some images circling around of this new uh, promo card for Detective Pikachu. That has been, it looks like it's been leaked and it looks pretty official. And it's been, no one knows, no one really, it's been leaked, so no one really knows how to acquire this card. But I am banking on, and I'm going to have to show my cards here. I'm banking on that this is going to be part of a pre-order bonus for buying it from the Pokemon Center store.
Oh man.
That being said, I pre-ordered a copy of Detective Pikachu through the Pokemon Center store. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I was gonna say I think it's gonna be in some like premium collection, if I'm being honest, because they did a Detective Pikachu set last time.
that's true, but that
Right.
was for the movie.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I don't know. Like, I don't know how much they're putting behind this game I know it is like the big spinoff for this year, so there's a possibility. Um, but I'd be very upset if it was through something else. Like, I can still cancel my pre-order, and I probably will. The only reason I'm probably not going to is I do want to give this game a shot. I keep complaining about in the mainline games that there's not like a high production value as far as like voice acting or a story worth, that actually means something. So maybe if I can put these spoken words into Japanese, so I don't have to hear manly Pikachu, I can enjoy that game, but we'll see. We will see. And that's all I really got to say about this because, like I said, there was nothing really announced about Detective Pikachu besides that, yep, it is still coming. He's still drinking coffee. Look at this Clefable.
Yeah, for the fans out there, let us know what you think because to me, it almost seemed like a lot of even like recycled script and like the same like jokes and stuff were made.
We gotta get a little
So
goofy every once in a while.
yeah, the same goofs and gaffs from however many years ago. I'm good.
Whipped cream on my face. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Remember how I said it's another animated series? Well, this one is not even new. Pokemon Horizons got
Announced
reminded.
again? Question mark. Yeah.
Remind like
Y'all know the show's out, right?
what to say is like we all like it. It's very odd, and for this situation because internationally we all knew when Ash won at the same time, but the anime was still behind the U.S. So everyone knew at that point that was such a big deal. So everyone's kind of been in the know that this next anime has been already in Japan. I think they're like 5 episodes in or something like that. Probably more now I think about it.
Oh yeah, they're definitely more in.
Yeah. So to see this here is just kind of like, I guess for like the 10 stragglers who don't go on the internet at all. Because I just don't know. This is one of those things where it's like frustrating because why is this here? It was short, don't get me wrong, but like why is this here? We all know that the show is coming out soon.
Yeah, it seemed to be like to fill time because to your
We'll get
point,
to
everyone
that.
was aware. Yeah, everyone was aware of this show's existence. They even announced it and have used clips and such of it on their official Instagram, Twitter, and like other social media outlets. Even on their Facebook, they had Horizon stuff like in March.
Yeah.
So
So this is just
it's sad, honestly. Nothing to say like against the show because from what I've watched so far, it's pretty like amusing. It's like not for me, but even still, I find moments where it's enjoyable. But nah, this should not have been in the direct at all.
no. It is what it is, I guess. But they just wanted, like I said, to fill time, just to have a, I mean, I'm looking at the show notes. We do have a list of things, but like it's like filler. Speaking
It's
of,
almost like they
go
wanted to
ahead, sorry.
reach a time quota. No, that's all. It was like they were trying to reach a time quota. I was like, for what? Like, you all could release no direct, and you'd have just as many fans.
Well, and I will say this was a longer one too, but I will kind of talk about it after we get through everything. But back to more filler, because we can't have an event without talking about Pokemon Go. Oh my, okay. I know you don't play Pokemon Go, and I kind of do, but so I don't know why they had these announcements because everyone already knew about them. Everyone knows what events are coming up. They tell us way ahead of time. Like Go Fest is gonna happen, or these smaller events are gonna go down. Um, they it was so much of just so Pokemon Go. There was almost nothing new announced for those who don't play. It's like, oh, Go Fest is happening. Yeah, we knew that. Everyone knew that. Um, I guess the big news, like what was going to be the big rage for Pokemon Go, but I think we spent like another 5 minutes talking about how interesting Go is and Go Fest taking place at this other country and it's gonna be so cool and it, listen, I know it makes you
Ooh.
guys money, but it's just not it's not that big of a deal. Like people who play this game, which is a lot of people, I understand that, but they all know about it. They get the updates. Most of the players are power players. It's just seemed really like we're again just filling for time. Um, I think the big announcement they're introducing Pokemon from Gen 9, like so just the starters, by the way. Yeah.
And they had the audacity to say you can catch Pokemon from every generation.
So uh and in the shoes. The shoes to represent the generations.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Dripless, by the way.
None of them. You know what? I'll give Gen 8. I'll give Gen 8 his flowers. I would rock those. Maybe not the sword pointing into the top of my foot.
Yeah.
But
Please bully me, mister.
I'll give
most
you
of
that.
those shoes.
All of them say. Yeah. Shout out to Gen 4 people. Because my god. They had no idea what to do with you. Yeah, give them some Uggs and throw some like bedazzled beads on it.
Y'all want to walk up a mountain in these? Yeah. Actually, no.
No, I don't. And Gen 3 ain't safe neither because those bands with the plastic all over them.
I thought the worst. Like once I saw the sun and moon, that's when I figured it out. The sun and moon flip flops. I was like, nah, get us all out of here.
Yeah, we're done. I do want to ask though, were the other shoes for Arceus? The sandals? The others? Yeah. Unless that was supposed to be also Gen 9.
Maybe I'm tripping. I thought they were for like Johto or something, but
allow me to clarify. Those who are on the Twitter, none of you.
Yeah, you have the footage for it.
Yeah. I made a tier list for the shoes that you can now use as a way to vaguely hide a Gen tier list. You're welcome. But yeah, so I mean, we're just meandering here. We have nothing to say about Pokemon Go. It is a game.
It took up time, and the last thing I'll say is that Niantic is under fire like on an hourly basis, and Pokemon Company's just profiting. So hopefully they get their stuff together. I don't know what goes on because I don't play it, thankfully. I hope that players get what they want because it seems like a lot of quality of life changes are being taken away, and that can't be justified. That's just like super greedy.
I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I agree.
Another day.
All right. So, would you like to suffer from something else instead?
Yeah. It's going to be Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite. Yeah. So, Pokemon... This was embarrassing. It was frustrating because Pokemon Unite, but this was embarrassing. So, everything that's been going on in Pokemon Unite, for the last 2 weeks... they announced it all again. Yep. Pokemon Unite's announcements. Hey, these things you've already been doing for the last couple of weeks. We got them.
This has been on their YouTube, on their Twitter, on their Instagram, in the in-game client.
Yes.
On the Switch news panel. Like, everything that was shown has already been revealed officially.
And yet.
And they're like, let's throw it in this video.
Let's throw all 10 minutes of it in this video. Are you guys enjoying this? And it was literally nothing new. I was expecting at least a character announcement. Like, hey, Tropius is coming, by the way, eventually. I was like, okay, cool. Like, we got some news, but it was like nothing. Hey, Mewtwo Y is... We all knew that. It's in the loading screen. Come on.
I thought it was crazy that they didn't even acknowledge Blaziken. I was like, oh, they're at least going to, like, show the stuff that's confirmed but hasn't had official gameplay release. Nope. Did you know Mewtwo attack and Mewtwo range attack? Bye.
How crazy would it have been if they mentioned the nerfs?
Nah, they don't have those balls.
They don't have the balls to do it. But that would have been all forgiven if they said that.
Oh yeah, if they acknowledged it, which they won't, or if they do, it'll be like a year from now for the 3rd anniversary, where like, I don't know, Evil Tail is running the meta. Yeah, I don't know, just some legendary. Nah, they They will not acknowledge that they make mistakes because they can get away with it. Who can correct the biggest franchise in the world?
Not me. I'm gonna still make fun of them though, at the very least.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
our dying will.
exactly. I think we're gonna leave Unite at that. They didn't say anything, so we're not going to either.
Yep, I'll see you all playing Mewtwo X versus Mewtwo Y, 2v2s in lane.
Yep. I will be right there behind you.
Us
Throwing
mortals will be scoring.
exactly. We'll leave the fight to them. All right, man. Wow. This.
Do you play Masters?
No, I was looking at this is a slog of just garbage. All right, Demona and Palmer are coming to Masters X EX. People were excited that she has a voice actor now. You got anything else to say about that?
Not her voice actor was good though, but that's not like saying a lot. That doesn't mean like it was a worthwhile announcement. Apparently this game is like still doing well because Pokemon Company / Nintendo, they'll cancel phone games at the drop of a hat.
That's true, but you know why this one's successful?
Oh yeah, like gotcha system, alternate costumes.
Yeah. So it exists. If you download and play it today, you get a bunch of gems. You can spin for a bunch of more of characters that you'd like to look at. I just don't care about this game. This game is really nothing. No one has really been talking about the game part of it, even after they kind of I guess redid it. It's just a gotcha game. So if that's your thing, you got some more characters to play with. If it's not your thing, are we ready to move on?
Yeah, I will say, Nemona's voice is the the pink girl in My Hero Academia who throws poison.
Oh, yeah, I thought she.
I think that's
familiar.
like just a fun fact.
I think that fits her quite nicely too. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm glad everyone's happy about the voice. That's that. All right. Cafe Remix is next. And now it's just the game. It's nothing. The game is nothing. But if you still play it, for those who play it, I'm not gonna get on your case for it. Puzzle games can be enjoyable. I think the art style is very cute, but
yeah,
the event for this one not so great. Tatsugiri is now coming to Pokemon Cafe Remix. You will be allowed to pick between 3 styles: stretchy, droopy, and orange. I don't remember what the first one was, but I'm sure that he has some special effect, but that's not really why I feel like people are going to care, because the Master Chef Vaporeon is coming, and that seemed like a much more premium character to find. So, Pokemon Cafe Mix. If you download that now, you have also the chance of getting Quaxley, Fuecoco, and Sprigatito. And I think a few other characters are returning. And yeah, so, for those who would play that game, enjoy some free gimmies.
I will say that I don't think I know a human being who has tried this game, but if we want to do like some sub or follow goals, someone like streams this, I'd be down just to give me an incentive to try it, because I would probably never try it.
I'm in that same
on my own.
Yeah, you guys want to see it, we'll do it. From what I know it's not a very not committing to it or anything, but I'd give it a shot for $1.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, well, from there, Nintendo Switch Online now. Let's pivot to that. So we got 2 games from the Pokemon series now coming to Nintendo Switch Online. 2 iconic battling simulators, being Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Trading Card Game Boy, and Pokemon Stadium 2, coming to Nintendo Switch Online.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but Stadium 2, I'm not hyped for, but it was the thing that was like, okay, this might be a good direct when it showed on screen.
Dang. Look how
That's the thing
far
that gave
down
me
we're in the
hope.
list. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, because
man.
I thought there was gonna be some big announcement at the end, and I was like, okay, this is cool. You know, this could be like a good segue or transition to like a nostalgia thing or like a Johto Pokemon Legends game or something that's not like recent gen stuff. And it
Yeah.
was like, nah,
Yeah.
dude,
Nah.
pay for the pro version of Nintendo Switch Online. See ya.
So this is what frustrates me about this. One, I think Pokemon Stadium 2 is cool, a cool addition. They also already told us it's coming. But there's still no
Man,
there's still like there's still no way to bring your own Pokemon in, or like there's gift Pokemon or anything like that. So you have Raw Pokemon Stadium 2 is arguably
it's a Dark
worse.
Souls game.
Yeah, it's arguably worse than the original. Like the RNG is crazy. Round 2 is brutal. For people who don't know, like when you beat everything in the game the first time, you start round 2, which is a harder version of the entire game. Cool for content, but not cool when you have to use rental Pokemon, because they are usually bad. Um, so yeah, it is a tough game to play with just the rentals, and it looks like it's gonna be the same thing as Pokemon Stadium 1, where you are locked out from bringing your own Pokemon, or even just, I don't know, it'd be a cool if Nintendo Switch Online was like, here's some gift Pokemon to kind of help you out. I know they can do it. So that's one thing. My main issue though is that we are getting Pokemon TCG for the Game Boy, but it would at least somewhat kind of redeem this entire event for at least the video game players if they released the sequel that was released only in Japan of Team Rocket Strikes Back. I think that's what the title was, but or Attack of Great Team Rocket, yeah. Um, because the original game is fine, but the sequel adds more sets of cards that makes it just like an expansion pack on top of this game. And I'm not seeing that or any sort of announcement for that. I think that would have been a awesome addition to have for the first time the American audience would have access to that game. And we're not.
Yeah, even just for a piece of history,
Yeah.
because I don't think that game's even been re-released on like Japanese eShop.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like that, Nintendo's really bad about having things that things that matter widely available to people, which is really unfortunate because I didn't even know about this like sequel game until you said something about it.
Yeah.
And that would have been awesome to see because I would have played it.
Me too.
Just to say I did.
I played this prequel. I guess I played the first one a bunch. I knew a friend that speed ran it and taught me how to speed run the game. It would have been really cool to see what the sequel was and see what a speed run that will be possible, or some just throwing that idea out there for myself. But like, just giving us access to something new, like that's free. You have to do nothing for that. I'm sure retranslating it would be simple. So I don't know. Like, again, another frustrating moment of the presentation. So,
Yeah.
but I mean that's all they announced for that. There's no like, oh, here's some upcoming games for it or anything like that. Just, oh, that's it. That's all you need. So
Quickly segued into Pokemon Sleep, the game that makes you look forward to waking up. Probably the only banger line from the direct.
So that's not okay, right? Like we're all in agreement that it's like that was a terrible line.
I couldn't believe that because I was me who woke up at 6:50 a.m. to watch the direct. Here's that line. It's like, my existence has been a waste from the very beginning.
I was sitting there watching the direct when it was live, and at that moment I knew that this was all just to laugh at us as fans. Because like we
Look
knew,
at them.
look at them coming to get their slop. Oh my What? So, and then on top of that, after saying that, announced nothing. Nothing new is coming to Sleep besides one event a night. A night that does absolutely nothing for you visually. It's just you get more points for sleeping that night.
Yeah, it was definitely like a smack in the face, if not like a light hit on the wrist for no reason. What did we do to you?
Man, just
I
okay.
wonder if the game's not doing well, so they felt the need to bring it up just to keep reminding people it's out.
Well, so a little bit of background. So the game has not been functioning properly since release. I'll talk more about it when I give my update on Pokemon Sleep on another episode. But we've had like 7 updates since launch to fix the issue,
Jeez.
and it has not been fixed. So that's been happening. So yeah, to your point, we are still talking about Pokemon Sleep to get people in front of it, but there has been a lot of bugs with it since it dropped.
Got him.
So that's that. You know, I won't say any more on that. But we're getting to the tail end of things. How do you feel about another animated series?
Man.
Hey, this
You know,
one...
kids are gonna get confused because they're all taking place in Paldea too.
Oh yeah, but you know what's even worse? This is an entirely new one, and they didn't even bring up an animated series that they've already talked about. It wasn't here at all. I'm sure people don't even remember what that Netflix show is because of these other shows coming out. So we didn't get an update like I thought we would of Pokemon Concierge. Did I pronounce that right? Probably not.
Yeah,
but
it's good enough.
Yeah. So instead of getting an update for that, we are getting in another entirely different show about students within the Paldea region. That's not Pokemon Horizons. Pokemon Paldean Winds is kind of off the backseat of that short miniseries they did for Gen 8, whose name escapes me. But I believe it's the same animator who did that and the Legends Arceus short series.
Yeah, that wasn't Generations, was it?
Was this Hisuian Winds or something like that? No, Generations was before all of this.
Well, it's a follow-up to the previous web series from Gen 8, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't Generations. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But I know it looks like it's the same team doing this stuff. So that's coming. Honestly, I think it looks good, but again, there's a caveat of why are we doing so many TV shows? You know, not that I'm asking for a game or anything to replace it, but I almost feel like you're really trying to be gung-ho about getting all these series out. And for what? You're the biggest company. You're the biggest entertainment company in the world. What's the deal with having 5 different shows going on at the same time? Like, you're gonna have a Pokemon Marvel universe in a minute if you're not like careful about this.
You know, just thinking back and looking at all these anime announcements that are pretty similar, it just reminds me of the time period in like 2007 to 2013 where if you were to describe an anime to someone, it would just boil down to like this group of characters who are in high school
Yeah.
do wacky funny things with whatever is going on in that show. So like I wonder if it feels like a bit samey to people because like back in that era of anime, like everything was like a rom-com or like a quote unquote relatable like high school drama or something like that, and now we're getting Pokemon getting a sub era of that.
Yeah, like I just don't know. I mean, well, I feel we are gonna get that backlash because no one's gonna. Okay, well, I know there will people who will watch all of this, but I'm not. You know, if I had any interest in Horizons, now I was like, oh, I can just watch Paldean Winds and just have that be my consumption, be done with it. But now, so like it's too spread out, and I know that anime's been struggling to make money because Horizons is not rated very well since it's been released in Japan. So they're kind of like scrambling. I think they're scrambling to figure out what's hitting and try to test the waters with these other sort of like venues for the anime for what's going forward. But it seems to me like this might backfire, like big time. Like you said, like it might be an overload of options.
Yeah, and I will say that it probably will be best case scenario, but the most likely scenario because it's Pokemon. It'll end up just being like this harmless thing that's like 3 or 4 episodes, right?
Yeah, I think they mentioned it's going to be a short series. So yeah, probably won't do any harm. And to be honest, I like this animation style more. So I'm definitely interested to see it all the way through. I think it just looks pleasing to the eye, I'll say. So I'm definitely interested. I don't want to sound like I'm just ragging on it, but it is kind of like it's a little frustrating. I don't know. Using my keyword tonight, but
and on the theme of frustrating,
I
already talked about this a little bit.
Yeah,
but you basically see this Smash Ultimate character reveal level cinema for raid battles coming to Scarlet and Violet. And I will say it was like cool to see like the starters in this, and it was cool to see like a little
laid
battle
out
scene.
And dead.
Yeah, but like usually if you're not Gen 1, you don't get acknowledged. Like
I guess that's fair.
If I remember correctly, the Gen 8 starters still aren't even in Pokemon Go. Like they don't exist. So you can fact check me on that if you want. But
I mean they are I think
we'll put a wager on it and talk about it next episode.
Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
But
you have no access
them getting acknowledged and then them getting acknowledged and then the animation was like very good, but then the reveal just being we're giving you a free Mew and do these Mewtwo raids.
You have to play this game again.
Just to get you to play while they're not even working on DLC. DLC's already done.
I think it's done.
Basically, as they drip feed us creations from their children, which are Duraludon's evolution and such. Do this raid and get a random Terra type Mew. They're also not legal for competitive play. See ya.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. So as we mentioned earlier in the show, plus you get a Mew. Negatives, you have to play Scarlet and Violet's raid battles again. And you got to do it on a super boss in a broken game. So I don't know.
Well, they never fixed the online for raids.
No, it's in case people forgot, it's still broken. So, these harder raids now, you can't just have a formula to solve everything. Yeah, have fun with that. You got away with it in Gen 8, but this time around, probably not. I'm just going to say that now. So go ahead and get your Mew with code GETYOURMEW, except the O is at 0 today. And just do what the trailer says and just enjoy walking around with your Mew and don't do the stupid Mewtwo raid when it comes up. Just wait till you get it through a Wonder Trade and then that'll complete your collection. I don't like you. There's no Pokedex, so
they're fans of Mew. I'll just say that.
Yeah, well, you can get the Mew for free, but like Mewtwo, just find your Pokemon Go friend. You have a million Mewtwo's they can give you.
Pokemon Go fans always eating. They ever have to play any of these DLC things?
I sure don't. I got plenty of Mewtwo. Believe that. So, you said the word DLC. I'm using it as a segue.
Raw.
So now we're at the end of the show, and you think we got 10 minutes left. Surely there's got to be a hit in here, because everything else has been like, okay, fine, to why are we even talking about this? So we had to finish off with the wettest fart that could have possibly been given to us. So Scarlet and Violet is getting DLC, guys. Did you hear? Did you know? Did you mod?
Did you mod? Yo, but yeah. So they announced a previously announced announcement
again.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that it was all like old information, but
Tell me if you care about the new information.
I am in love with the new trainer designs.
I think they're
Like,
cool. Yeah, I agree.
I hope that they are like well written enough. But as I say this, my friend Johnny and I, we were watching the direct together, and they have this new function that allows you to invite like important characters to your room, basically.
Yeah.
And the first thing that came to my mind is like, okay, so are they just gonna like try and like subtly push toward Persona, you know, for the like weird adulty people who play this
Oh,
game, or like
you
what?
never played Masters EX, so you don't know this is already a Pokemon thing.
Oh,
Um,
Master GX, they go brazy.
so Masters EX has a lounge feature where you can ask certain trainers to come to the lounge and you give them gifts and stuff, and you build up your social links with them. This is all that this is that probably on a lower
This is
scale.
the Pokemon multiverse.
Yes. Hmm. so so you
Uh,
guys saw that as a new thing. I saw that, I was like, oh, it's just bringing Masters EX into the mainline games. Cool, I guess. Enjoy bringing your favorite gym leaders, you know who you are, into your room.
you really didn't care about these new character designs?
So I don't hate them. They just don't really. I mean, they're not really doing anything for me to like be applauded. I like Crispin. I like Crispin a lot.
Crispin Raw.
I think
Crispin best
he's about
character.
to be a goofy character.
Check the
Um,
Insta. Get cooked. Get crispy.
I don't like the dragon guy because they've done him a million times. And you know everybody else, like everyone does look good, but they're not really sticking out to me. It's like, oh man, these are gonna be a mainstay character forever. Like, you know, they all right.
I
all
see
right.
what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
they're not like Red or like Lance or
Yeah,
something like
like,
that.
do I hate them? No, absolutely not. I think character design is something that they do a very good job with. I just know they're gonna have 6 lines of dialogue and they're gonna go away. I'm like, you had potential, and now I'm jaded, man. I'm so done with these flat characters. I want Pokemon to do a real story, or at least have characters that have like a reason to care about them. And on that topic, the one person, the one character that seems to be getting into character development is that freaking kid. What is his name? Kieran?
Yeah, Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran. And I hate that the angle they're going with this, it seems like I'm so jealous that all these people are paying attention to the main character and he's not paying attention to me. So I'm gonna do something stupid to cause a potential issue that the main character has to solve, but he'll forgive me, or she'll forgive me, whatever. Um, I just don't. It made me feel upset about this first DLC. I'm like, I don't care about the subplot. Forget that kid. Get out.
Yeah, right now I'm more excited for second DLC for sure because it seems to be more focused on like lore
Oh, absolutely.
and the whole biomes thing. This is a slight spoiler for a future piece of content, but the whole biomes thing will be great to get people playing Scarlet and Violet again. Just a new exciting wild area that's not that has not been in the game now for a year with no updates or anything.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward. Yeah, like you said, the Blueberry Academy seems like a very fun time. I mean, heck, even most of the new characters that being introduced that we care about, it seems like, are coming in the second DLC. So, Teal Mask will be,
September 13th.
yeah. So I got to make sure I guess I got to buy it. Still haven't bought it yet. So yeah, you know, I just don't care about that subplot that they're trying to build up to. I'm more interested in seeing like what battle mechanics and I guess, yeah, an Area Zero story, because that's the only thing I'm coming to Gen 9 for in the first place. So
Yeah. Yeah. I will say the little nod to Legends game with Arceus's Predecessor. What's the opposite of ancestor?
Descendant.
Descendant. There we go. Yeah. Adaman's descendant. Perrine. She. I was hoping when I saw her, I was like, okay, they're gonna announce the next Legends game, and then I was met with, the stream has ended.
Yep, that's all we're bringing.
I was like, no,
Even,
this has to be a troll.
even the way it ended was just like, and that's all I have for you today.
It was so abrupt.
Yeah, I was like, man, really? Not even like a secret bonus announcement? Not even an after credits thing? Nothing. So yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about Duraludon's new evolution.
You don't like Driplin?
No.
You don't like Driplin?
Bro, please do. I'm editing that out. I cannot. Driplin has no Riz. It is a shame that he even has that name.
Bro, Candy Apple go crazy. You like candied apples, don't you?
No. Where'd you get that crazy idea from?
Yeah, you're actually a criminal. This doesn't matter. Driplin gang.
You all suck.
Also Giraffe Raikou for some reason.
Brontosaurus. Is that what y'all wanted? You wanted Raikou to be a Brontosaurus? Is that what people imagine Raikou ever doing? The tiger? A Brontosaurus. Okay. What? Just.
It's, I joked about it at first. It's official art I'm in love with.
This
but
is
in-game model.
If you are a sane human being, this is I think the opinion that everyone should have. The official art looks amazing. The in-game art looks god awful, or the in-game model, I should say. It is. Why the neck? I just don't know why they went with that angle, but maybe he'll be like huge, and it'll make kind of sense. So you can't see his head on the screen.
Hey, some of the memes are flame. You know that one episode of SpongeBob where Patrick has the trombone on him after Sandy beats him up? I'm here for that.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah. If I were to say anything else was good, it'd just be Cope.
Yeah,
they killed Duraludon.
Hey,
they made Kabalion worse.
We were hoping to bridge the gap between Duraludon and the rest of the game. And Tyranitar, so we gave him an evolution. He's a bridge. It sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, people are speculating. Oh, Duraludon's new form. It's the Sky Arrow Bridge from Gen 5. Gen 5 remake confirmed. Like everything is already confirmed.
I was gonna post that, but I was like, I don't even care anymore. I don't care. It was funny because at first I hated Duraludon and I started to kind of like the design, and they're like, hey yo,
did I catch you having fun?
Get him. Make him hate this Pokemon right now.
I don't know what they were thinking, but these are like definitely, this is like the weakest. These are some of the weakest regional designs I've ever seen.
Yes, I think they're lazy. I'm not gonna say Duraludon's is lazy, but I think it is the direction they went with it is not where I would have gone. But Dippin can seriously like get out. Come on, you did nothing to that form.
How they became, because like Flapple's evolution line, or Applin rather's evolution line, is pretty like tame in terms of design, but like this was like a step back. It almost feels like a middle evolution.
Yes, I agree.
In between Flapple and here's the fat happy one everyone likes.
Appleton.
Yeah, Appleton. It seems like a middle form for it, but it's apparently like a third path for it.
Yeah, third path with a bad ability. Well, that's not true. Actually, no, that might be a good ability. Lowering evasiveness, that might come in clutch, but not good enough to be like worthwhile. I mean, Archulodon gets stamina, so So there's
Also,
that.
did you see? I don't want to get too much into the competitive aspect, but did you see Duraludon's
Special.
Evolution's new move?
Yeah, it's. I hope you like rain teams. I'll just say that.
Yeah, dude,
That's
get that weather going.
that's crazy that they're putting that on that Pokemon. But hey, it is what it is. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much all for the direct. But before we finish up, I did want to bring up a point. So I went back and I was like, this is before the presentation, before I set my expectations, why don't I go back and watch the World's Announcement Pokemon Presents from last year and see how it stacked up?
Hmm.
And I mean, it is almost one for one. You know, during that time, obviously, Scarlet and Violet was just recently announced, and there wasn't like that was the big bulk of it. Um, but we were getting information about Cafe Remix. We were getting a whole bunch of Mewtwo love. They were talking about a new anime. Like it was almost 1-to-1 the exact same, within a 20-minute time slot rather than a
35.
35. Yeah. So technically, this one delivered more, but you know, like it was the amount of content you were getting was going to be about the same. I'll say that. So, for those who are expecting a huge presentation with new games, stuff like that, like just do yourself a favor next time they have it presents. Just go back and look at the previous years, see what they did. They're going to do the same thing. Nothing's going to change. If there's any news that like came out beforehand, they're going to present that as well. Just check that on there the same. But it, they have a system, they have a formula that they stick by, and you would do yourself so much better just seeing what the formula is rather than going to the YouTube chat books. And that was it. They had nothing, no mystery dungeon, no remakes of mystery dungeon or Gen 5. Where's my new game, Pokemon? See, you're the problem. Get some help. Stop. Just think about what you're doing. Think about what you're saying.
I can't wait. 20 years from now when we get the new Mystery Dungeon, I'm gonna be so happy.
I can't wait to play Mystery Dungeon in VR and die.
That's one of those things someone would have to, like some SAO type thing, someone would have to force me off that machine.
Lamau. Get him out of there. No. I gotta
No,
fight the darkness.
I still have 5 PP left for close combat.
He's going all the way. He's already got max stat drops.
I'm going all-star.
Oh man. Well, that's it. That's all we got. I hate that it sounds kind of, even though I just made that point, it sounds kind of like bittersweet for this presentation. But I mean, just getting so much retrended stuff or retreaded topics was almost a waste of time. And I hope that the next presents, which will probably be in 6 months or so, will have less of repeats. That's all I'm really looking for. Not even like a bunch of new stuff. I just want less of repeats from their next show. If I had any way to kind of like summarize it with what I'm looking for.
That's really it from me. A little bit underwhelming, but it was something to talk about and moan and groan with other people I care about with.
I couldn't have said it better myself, friend. Brother. All right. Well, I knew it was going to be a pop-up, but it ended up being a 50-minute show. So, hey, have something to chew on while you're playing the Unite events this weekend. Go have fun with Panic Parade, I guess.
Yeah, or grinding Mewtwo raids solo with NPCs.
Man. All right, people. We're going to let you go. This is Black City. Signing out.
Signing out.